Hello, everybody. My name is Brian St. Pierre, and I'm here with my fifth grade class. All right. And we are here to talk to you today about mystery Skypes, or we also use Google Hangouts a lot for this activity. So sometimes we'll refer to it as mystery Hangout, but it's basically the same activity, just using a different tool for video conferencing. So we are going to get started here. We prepared a little presentation for you. And so we are going to share that with you right now. So mystery Skype and Hangouts in our fifth grade classroom. We are located on Long Island in New York. So who are we? I'm in my 14th year of teaching. As you can see, I've taught a variety of grade levels. And one thing that's always interested me is finding new and different ways to engage my students and to make my work more efficient, because as teachers, I'm sure you understand that time can be a very precious thing, and we have lots of demands on our schedule. And so I've found technology as a way to make things more efficient, and as a way to, something that can really engage my students to enjoy their learning. So my class this year is made up of only 23 students. We are in fifth grade. We're in a public school on Long Island. We're actually the Comsawag School District in Port Jefferson Station, a little bit east of the city. And this year we've communicated with several places around the state, around the country. Over the last 2 years, I believe we've done this with Missouri, Pennsylvania, Michigan, but then also Idaho, Maryland, Illinois. We did Ontario, Canada last year as well. I've also used Skype in the past to do book talks with classes reading common books who are in different parts of the globe. And that I did as far away as Morocco. So it's Skype and also Google Hangouts are really just a tremendous tool for educators to be able to connect to really a global audience. So here's the map that we created in Google Maps this year. And what we do is we simply drop a pin next to all of the places for this school year that we have participated in this activity with. Then you can also see where we are located right here. You are welcome to visit our website, tinyurl.com/stpierre207. And on our website, you'll see we have in the left-hand menu, a specific tab just for mystery Skype and Hangouts. And you'll find this map that will be updated throughout the year, along with the reports that my students write at the end of each session that we do. So why do I choose to do this activity? As I said earlier, I do find a really engaging activity for my students. I love the questioning strategies that it teaches them, how to be able to start with broad questions and to gradually get more specific to narrow down our search. And so that is one place where I've really seen growth from them. They learn a lot of geography regarding where different places are in the country or the continent so far this last couple of years, but also a lot of geography about where we live, because it's not just asking questions about other people, it's answering questions about where we live. And so there are some things that are maybe not common knowledge to them that they are learning this year about where they live. It also, because each student has a role within this activity, they all have a job to do. They rely on each other to do those jobs. And so it really helps teach them to work together and to communicate with each other so that they can sort of reach their common goal. And finally, it gives them the ability to understand that different people live differently in different parts of the world, and that a lot of their lifestyle or how they live is often based upon the geography of their region. And one thing that we have found this year is, we live on an island. We're surrounded by water. So we go to the beach for fun. We all live near a beach. We go fishing for fun. We go out on boats. We go swimming. And that's not necessarily the case for a lot of people in our country. And so, that's one of the things that we've learned from others. Now, when I ask the students what they learn, or what do we learn when doing this, these are some of the things that they shared. They've learned to communicate with each other and work well together. Certainly learned about different climates, and that not everyone has the same climate that we have here. They've used multiple types of technology just within this activity. So we have students who use, in addition to using Skype or Hangouts, they use Google Maps in the general Google searches via Nexus tablets or Chromebooks to help us answer questions or develop questions for the other class. This year specifically, they've learned about time zones. Not only that different time zones exist, but what time zone we live in. We have a time zone map that we've since printed out and laminated that we use to as a resource to help us when we engage in this activity this year. And we also they have learned about how other people live. When I ask them what they like about this activity, they love that it's in a game format, and even though whoever quote unquote wins the game isn't really important, it does make it fun for them. And one thing we call the post-game conversation, where after we guess where each other live, what we often do is we will ask each other questions about where they live and share information. And so we've come to enjoy that conversation. We get to sort of see the personality of each other's classes when we do that. So it really makes learning a fun and engaging thing for my students, when we participate in these. Okay, so here's quickly some of the student roles. We have the greeter, who introduces our class, says hello to the other class, and does rock, paper, scissors to determine who goes first. We have the questioner and answerer, who do the obvious. The note takers keep track of all the questions and answers given on both sides. We have the mappers, who use a variety of resources to help eliminate areas and guide our new questions. And they work closely in proximity and closely with the think tank to answer questions and come up with our next ones. Our reporters take notes and pictures, and then, as I mentioned earlier, they write up a report for our website. The supervisor oversees everything and shares with our class afterwards when we talk amongst each other about what we did well and what we need to do better. And then our lead thinker is really a liaison between all the groups and who bounces all over to help facilitate a smooth process. So at this point, I'm going to have some of my students come up, and they are going to share with you some of the tips they have for you, or some words of advice that they have for any class looking to get started in this.
Make sure nothing can be seen in your classroom that gives away where you're from.
Having well-defined roles keeps everything organized. Be mindful of your noise level so that everybody can hear.
Have students whose roles require lots of discussion in the back of the room away from the microphone.
Make sure questions can be answered with a yes or a no.
Have specific factual questions, not relative questions. For example, does your state border New Jersey is better than do you live near New Jersey?
Have a list of general questions you can start with to help you move things along quickly.
If you have any questions or you'd like to arrange a mystery hangout or Skype session, please feel free to contact us at the email address below.